What's going on? It's Javan Johnson here. You're watching episode number 136 of About 10 Minutes. How you feeling? How you doing? So let's talk some sports. NBA All-Star Weekend. How many people enjoyed that? I enjoyed it. You know, the three-point shootout was good. It was competitive. Stephen Curry ended up winning that. And then the slam dunk contest. Wow. Zach LaVine put on the show. But I'm going to say this. Let's not forget about that first dunk that Victor Oladipo did, though. That was a smooth dunk. You know, I know it kind of got lost in the shuffle with all the stuff that Zach LaVine did. Him and Victor Oladipo was kind of like the two people that was kind of on my radar. And the thing about it is, because like Zach LaVine I had seen on YouTube and stuff before. You know, I seen some clips on YouTube. And Victor Oladipo, I actually seen him, you know, I actually watched him because he went to Indiana. And so, you know, I'm a Michigan fan. You know, so Michigan plays Indiana in the Big Ten. So, you know, I seen Oladipo. I seen what he could do. I mean, both dudes very gifted athletes. But Zach LaVine put on the show. So it was cool, and then the All-Star game was good. It was a good competitive game. I mean, it came down to the wire. And boy, was it a lot of trades. If you was paying attention, it was a lot of trades, including my favorite team, the Detroit Pistons, had some trades going on. And they got Reggie Jackson, and they got Tayshaun Prince back. You know, so Tayshaun Prince was on that championship team, you know, that won back in the day. So I mean, and the thing about it is the way the NBA is set up, I mean, it still can be some other moves made, like not trades, but I mean, it's still like some people that's not in the league right now that could end up in the league, you know?
At the point of no turning back, moving forward in the Lord, that is where I'm at. It's a fact, I have been delivered from the pain of my past times. Jesus Christ has strengthened me and given me a new mindset. I learned to let go of my past regrets. I serve a mighty God, His word is pure, He does protect.
So what I want to talk about today is embracing the season that God has you in. Embracing it. So it's important for us to learn what it is that we need to learn. You know, what it is that God will have for us to learn. And so as He's taking us from one point to another point, it's important for us to, you know, to take it in. You know, sometimes it can be very easy to just get so caught up in wanting to get to a certain place that we can overlook certain things along the way. I'll put it to you like this. If you've ever been on a road trip somewhere, maybe with some family or some friends, and it's a significant amount of time that you're going to be driving or riding along, there's some different approaches you can take, or there's some different options that you have. One of the options is you can complain the whole time, you know, be impatient, and it can make the trip seem that much longer. You know, you can take that type of approach. Or you can take in the scenery. You can have fun with your friends, you know, y'all can be cracking jokes, y'all can have a good time, y'all can stop off somewhere, you know, get something to eat, you know, laugh, have some fun, get back on the road. And so, you know, sometimes in our own lives, as God has taken us somewhere, we can be so anxious to get to that place to where we don't enjoy the ride there. There's so much that we can learn on the way to the place that we're headed. It's very important for us to be thankful, you know, for what God is doing in our lives. It's important for us to have patience and really to seek God and say, okay, God, what is it you want me to learn during this time? And to continue to grow in your relationship with Jesus Christ. Sometimes it can be so easy to focus on something that we want or something that we're trying to attain that we can lose focus on what's really important. Make the most of every opportunity that God gives us, to enjoy the relationship with them. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's no other relationship like it. And we can have some great relationships with other human beings and everything, but it's no relationship like the relationship with Jesus Christ. It's just nothing else like it. So the thing about it is it's important for us, you know, to value that relationship with Him, to value that time with Him, and to make the most of the time that we have, instead of sitting around complaining about what we don't have. We can cast our cares upon Jesus Christ. We can cast those things upon Him, and we can just come and have fellowship with Him and tell Him how much we love Him. Another thing to be careful of is not to compare ourselves to other people, because that can be another area where if we start comparing ourselves to other people, we can have the wrong perspective. And let's just say, for instance, I'm training for basketball and somebody else is training for baseball. If I get caught up in looking at their training and saying, well, what they're doing is different than mine. You know, how come they get a bat and I don't get a bat? You know, how come they got a helmet and I don't have a helmet on? How come they got a hat and I don't have a hat? You know, if I'm looking at that, I'm missing the point of I'm playing a totally different sport. You know, likewise in our walk, you know, we all have different things that we're doing in our lives. So it's important for us to stay focused on what God has called us to do and not to get caught up in what everybody else is doing, because we all have different roles that we're playing, you know, in the body of Christ. blog entry this past Tuesday, I talked about remaining humble. It's very important for us to stay humble regardless of what God does in our life, regardless of how much He blesses us. It's important for us to stay humble, is to remember that God is the one who allows us to be here. God is the one who created us, and to make sure that, that we carry ourselves in a way that glorifies God. Pride is one of those things that can lead to a lot of destruction. It can cause us to ignore warning signs about things in our lives that we need to change, that we need to work on. And so it's very important for us to remain humble, to be teachable, to listen. To listen to what God is communicating to us, and He may use various people to communicate things to us. So I want to thank you for watching episode number 136 of About 10 Minutes. Have a blessed week.